Welcome back to Horror Night, everybody. Tonight we're going to talk about Silent Hill 2, specifically what makes Silent Hill 2 so scary, at least to me. A lot of you may know, I think Silent Hill 2 is one of the greatest horror games ever made. Some of you may think it's the best horror game ever made. There's really no arguing that. It's just an incredible game. I finished the game last year in October. I played it for Zeroween. If you want to go watch that series, just look up my Silent Hill 2 playthrough here on YouTube, the playlist I should say, and I played through the entire game. Loved it. 10 out of a 10 for sure. I had tried the game before because I've owned the game for a while, but I'd never gone through the whole thing, so it was my first time playing through it, and I feel like I can really talk about my experience with the game and what makes it so creepy. Sure, it doesn't have the jump scares that a lot of horror games today, a lot of horror movies today all kind of rely on, are those jump scares, which yeah, they're good for a quick fix, but over time they're not really gonna keep you scared. So what makes this game, what does it do right to kind of keep the creeps going? I'm gonna talk about that right now, guys. So I want to start off with the first thing, and that's the atmosphere of the game alone. We all know the fog in Silent Hill and how it just creates this aura of just uneasiness, if that's even a word. Just feeling like you don't know what's around every corner because the fog, you can't see, and it just creates this thick fog around you, and it makes you feel more enclosed even when you're on the open streets exploring the town of Silent Hill in the games. So it does a really good job of never allowing the user to feel really in control of the area that they're in. So definitely the fogs, the different areas that you explore in this game for sure make it feel a little bit creepy, from the bowling alley in there. Being in there is kind of creepy, even though you meet up with other characters in there, and there's just a lot of places that you go to that end up being quite unsettling. Even the first part of the game, I think, in kind of the rest stop right before the parks or whatever, the bathroom and everything, even that's unsettling because you just know nothing good lies ahead on your journey, and quite the journey it is for sure. And even into the last, the hotel is very creepy, very, very creepy. In fact, there was a subtle thing that happened when I entered the hotel, or at one part in the hotel. I remember getting to that point, and there was this gate blocking my way into one path, and I heard really closely somebody call the character's name James, but it was so subtle that it only plays once, but I did hear it. You'll see me react to it if you watch the playthrough. I thought that was a brilliant little piece of horror, just a subtle little thing that is there if the user is paying attention at that one point, which I was. I was streaming it, and I'd gone up to this gate, and I heard James called out, but it was very subtle. It was in the distance, and I just thought it was so good, so well done. Perfect sound design on there, just added that little bit of creepiness. So perfect job with the atmosphere, the areas, the subtleties that kind of just give you this uneasiness of playing in Silent Hill, and just throughout the entire game. I get the feeling in this entire game. That's so that something's watching me, like something's literally in the room with me. Some kind of evil spirit or something is just there. I feel presence. It's very creepy. So it does a good job of making me feel that way throughout the game. And of course it's very dark and all that, but the feeling I get when I play this is unlike any other horror game I've ever played. So just perfect with the atmosphere. Another thing I want to touch on is the monsters themselves. Of course, the monsters, the mannequin monsters that have like the legs and freaking weird movements. The best is when they just show up in the dark and you're not even expecting them, and you're just turning a corner or something and there they are, and you gotta fight. They're not most hard things to fight, but they're pretty scary when they just kind of, those are the kind of jump scares I like, the ones that aren't built up with I should say like noise prompts and music. It's the ones that just kind of hit you subtly when you least expect it. There's a lot of tension throughout the game, because you don't know what's going to happen. You feel like at any moment something bad could happen, but a lot of the times, it's just going to be yourself scaring yourself, really. Which I just love that sort of thing. It gets more in your head as opposed to traditional jump scares. So the monsters, and of course you got to go Pyramid Head. I mean, this is the game that had Pyramid Head, and he delivered. The thought of him chasing you around at all is quite terrifying. I don't think I'd ever want to have a run in with him in real life. That's for sure. Freaking Pyramid Head. So, and you do have several run-ins with him in the game, and they're well done, and it just adds to the fright. The monsters in the game are very scary. I think the scariest monsters might be in Silent Hill 4, as far as the ones I've played anyways. There's several Silent Hills I haven't even touched, but the ones in this certainly deliver for sure. So the atmosphere, the monsters. The last thing I do want to touch on, guys, is the music. Beautiful, beautiful soundtrack for this game. So fitting. So many hauntingly beautiful songs. Just little subtle, atmospheric music as well. And the sound, I guess the sound can go in with it. The music and the sound together deliver such a great experience. It completely delivers. If you're going to play this game, guys, if you've never played this game before, which you really should if you're going to, get it for the PlayStation 2, play it on an actual PS2, don't emulate it, don't get an HD remake, whatever, just get a copy of it on the PS2, play it on the PS2, turn off the lights, and just sit back and just get in that creepy mood and just soak up everything that this game has to offer. That's the way to play this game. I couldn't play this game during the day. You want to play an original copy of it, the way it should be done, how it should be experienced. It's so well done. And going back to the music, the one song in the game that haunts me the most out of any of them is definitely the Promise Reprise. Something about that piano, the way it's delivered and the way it's composed, it's so unsettling to me. Yes, it's beautiful. Yes, it's a nice song to listen to, but at the same time, every time I listen to it, I feel almost frightened in a way. It's very creepy to me, and that song alone can put a chill all the way down to my spine for real. So there's all these things that factor into making Silent Hill 2 such a amazing horror game that no horror fan should go without experiencing. No gamer should go without experiencing, really. It's a perfect game, 10 out of 10. I'm not here to review it. This isn't a review. This is more of just a what makes it so creepy. But if I were to give it a score, it would definitely be a perfect score, because I really can't find anything to fault about the game. And oddly enough, it's not my favorite horror game. A lot of you know Alan Wake is my favorite horror game. It probably always will be. It's my favorite game of all time, Alan Wake. But as far as horror games goes, this is definitely one of my favorites, just behind Alan Wake. Certainly give it a go. You can listen to the soundtrack on YouTube if you want to. The Promise Reprise is very chilling. Haunting and beautiful, but chilling too. So let me know if you guys have played the game. I'm sure a lot of you have. And what are your experiences with the game? What you think? What makes it so creepy? So thanks for watching, guys. I'm Zero. I'll see you in the next horror night. I hope you're enjoying Zeroween. Until next time, 0 is the number.